Hey there, good folks. Dr. Charlie here. Today I'm talking about air signs, astrological air signs. So those signs are Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So air signs tend to be social people, and I'll talk about them in a similar way that I've talked about other signs. Where does the air, in this case, where does the kind of floating away or sense of floating away, where does that show up for the various signs? So, air signs: Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Aquarius Aquarius people, the Aquarians I know, they tend to be creative in a lot of ways, a lot of different ways. It tends to be more of a visual, artistic thing, so things that they can share out in the world, and often they do not share them out in the world. Aquarius people tend to have a 9 to 5, 9ish to 5ish, like have a day job that they do that make sure that, provides for their material needs, and have this artistic side that is sometimes a super secret artistic side, and no one knows about it except for them and maybe a few other people who have kind of caught them doing it and asked questions. I know I'm the question asker in in those dynamics. So Aquarius, they can talk to you about deep things, but there's also the air sign element, which for all of the air signs is perhaps a not rooted in, not grounded, not necessarily not rooted in the real world. Again, they tend to have steady, consistent jobs that they do for the better part of their lives. But there's the floating away quality. So I would say for Aquarius, that floating away, that kind of disconnect between the earth might be, it sometimes shows up in their creative side. Not always, of course, but the creative side being disconnected from the way that they make their living. Geminis are known as the twins, as this dual personality. Gemini. Travis says he's anything less than Gemini love. He's throwing a fit. Well, Mr. Travis, I'm on Geminis now. So Geminis, this duality. What that often means is that they excel in two completely different parts of their lives, and in those two parts of their lives, they might be really, really different kinds of people. That also, in Geminis that I know, that also may come at a very high cost of interpersonal relationships, of something missing or lacking in other interpersonal relationships in their lives, while excelling at these two separate things. Also, though, that third piece, I feel like there's two pieces in the light and then one piece in the dark for many Geminis, where Geminis, air signs, are more likely to, I think, this is unscientific. It's based on my own experience with people. Air signs are more likely to experience mental health issues than other signs as a tripart, like as a group of three, more than other signs. They tend to be more prone to mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and suicide ideation. And I think that as a third leg of a triangle where you can only see the two front legs in the light, I think that Geminis, with this cost to some other interpersonal relationships with Geminis, that also be the suicide, depression, the suicide ideation, depression, anxiety, and just sort of mental anguish can also be greatest for Geminis, who seem to excel in these two pieces. And then Libras are among my favorite people, actually. Some of my most favorite people are Libras. And Libras present as peacemakers. What I also know about Libras is that they have hard lines somewhere in their sign, and it's different for every Libra I know, but absolutely there for all of the Libras that I know, where because they're a peacemaker, they will not tell you that you are on the wrong side of that line, but they know with a certainty, with a very crystal clear certainty, that they are on the right side of this hard line in the sand or wherever. It can show up in like fashion choices. It can show up in relationships. I know a Libra who could not make the transition from lover to friend. It had to be one or the other, and it had to be decided like immediately up front. There cannot be any any misleading from this one hard direction that we decide or don't decide, immediately. So Libras do that. Again, good people to be around. All of them, actually. All of the air signs are great people to be around. They're very social. As a triad, they're very social. More social than most of the rest of the signs, all three. And they bring different things to the party. Good to have at a party, because they are fairly social creatures most of the time. And they're interesting. They have interesting things to say about whatever their respective domains. For Aquarians, it might be the creative side, this artistic side that no one really knows about. For Geminis, it might be two different people, two different sets of people that they can talk to both of them very fluidly. And then Libras are really social. Most of the Libras I know are really social, so they enjoy the aspect of a party, and they might also have the what is that called, FOMO, fear of missing out. So Libra sort of wants to be in all the places in the party at once. All right, so those are the air signs: Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. This is my third taping of this, so I'm not taping this anymore. So this video is going to stay, or the best one's going to win. And you can check out more about astrology basics in that series. You can also find more about me and these videos and some of the other things that I do at drcharlibrown.com. That's Charli with just an I and Brown like the color. I'm so glad to have connected with you today, and hope to connect again soon. Take great care, good folks.